Now, there's a lot of conservatives in the country who are still attacking immigrants and, by extension, oftentimes Latinos. They didn't get the message that they got their ass handed to them in the last 2 elections because of that, but they can't help themselves. That's who they are. It's in their DNA. They were discriminated against blacks. That was called a Southern strategy. They did it for at least 40 years, the Republican Party did. I mean, and then the RNC chairs, the last 2 RNC chairs, literally apologized. Sorry for discriminating against blacks for so long. All right, now we're switching it up to Latinos, right, and immigrants. So in Kansas, there's a bill that was proposed by Representative Allan Rothlisberg, and he thinks, hey, you know what? We've got some undocumented immigrants that are going to school. Now, they're actually allowed to go to school. So there's a Supreme Court ruling saying, hey, listen, if they're here, it doesn't help anybody if they don't get an education, right? They still can get an education no matter what their status is. Now, he knows that, but he doesn't give a damn. He's like, I'm going to track them anyway. So Roethlisberger's bill would require every child who enrolls in a public school for the first time to present proof of lawful presence, such as a social security card, birth certificate, or other document. Now, again, you're not supposed to do that, but the Constitution, the Supreme Court, whatever, okay. Why is he doing it? Like, he can't throw them out based on that. He knows that. He can't throw out their parents out of the country based on that. He's doing it to intimidate them. Way to go, man. You know, if you're a real tough guy, what you do is you intimidate elementary school students. Okay, that'll show. When Allan Rothlisberg was asked, hey, you know, why are you doing this? He said, look, our public money is going towards these kids, and he doesn't want it. He only wants the money to go towards his kids. In fact, he says, quote, public education money is not going to our children or grandchildren. So screw their children and grandchildren. It's got to come to mine and mine only. Once again, I just can't quite figure out why the Republican Party would be seen as hateful. And look, if you want to be against undocumented immigrants, there's a lot of good reasons for that. I understand it. It's a fine debate as to what should happen to undocumented immigrants that are here. It's a fine debate as to what should happen to prevent more undocumented immigrants from coming here. But taking it out on their kids going to elementary school and trying to intimidate them and say, no, I don't care. I just want all the money to go to my kids. It doesn't look good because it isn't good. All right, now, he's not alone in being against Latinos and immigrants. Of course, we've got a guy running for Texas senator. He's actually running for U.S. Senate in Texas. His name is Chris Mapp. He's a Republican, of course. First of all, he's generally against President Obama. He called President Obama a socialist son of a bitch. That's keeping it classy, of course. Then on the issue of undocumented immigrants, here's what he has to say. Ranchers should be allowed to shoot on sight anyone illegally crossing the border onto their land and refer to such people as wetbacks. Okay, so not much subtlety from Mr. Mapp. Okay, if you thought the guy in Kansas was bad, wait till you get a load of this guy. Not only does he call him a clearly derogatory slur, but he says you should be able to execute him on the spot. Okay, when he was challenged, they said, you called them wetbacks. You can't do that, man. Of course, he had to apologize, right? Republican from Texas apologizing. No, he said, hey, calling them wetbacks is, quote, as normal as breathing air in South Texas. All right, well, thanks for letting us know how racist all of you are. But that's, of course, not true. Yes, certainly some people think that way in South Texas, but not everybody. Not everybody is viciously racist and stupid as Chris Mapp.